So how many of you guys like to buy stocks for a good deal? Well, one of the things that I talked about with the Learn Plan Profit group today is TD Ameritrade has a really cool tool. I'm sure many other brokerages have this tool as well. But because it's earnings season, meaning that a lot of companies are reported earnings, you sometimes see companies pull back because of these earnings that were previously bullish. And like many of you guys all know, I like buying stocks for a good deal, and I'm sure you do as well. So in this video, out of all the stocks, according to my knowledge, that reported earnings today, that pulled back and that were previously bullish, and what I mean by that is USB as an example. It was previously showing signs of higher highs, higher lows. It was bullish at a very consistent pattern, and it was holding up above the SMA line. It reported earnings, and this allowed it to pull back, which provides us a potential dip buy opportunity. Two things I need you guys to know. Does this mean that it's the best buy right now and that it's going to recover right away? Of course not, right? The second thing is this thing can continue to sell off, so make sure you look a little bit more into this company. But I just found this to be interesting and useful, especially if you're struggling to find stocks that were previously bullish on the 180-day 4-hour time frame and that are also good deals. Like many of you guys know, when these earnings reports are released, if they act as a negative catalyst, they don't always just hold down there. They pull back for a couple of days, maybe a week or two, and then they begin to recover. And that's the whole point of this video. I wanted to ask you is I'd love to kind of share with you how it is that I find these stocks and the series of stocks that report earnings every day. And all you have to do is drop a thumbs up in this video. And I would love to follow up with another video quickly explaining to you the tool that I found that allows me to come across stocks daily that are reporting earnings. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is ticker symbol USB. I think it's very obvious on why I'm talking about it. Previous very consistent ascending uptrend pattern. You guys can see that it hit 180-day highs nearly at $51 a share. It quickly pulled back after it reported earnings. This acted as a negative catalyst, which presents a potential dip buy opportunity. So all we have to do is, of course, because we know that it's so much easier, it's still not easy, but it's so much easier to make money when the overall direction is in your favor. I set an alert right there based off of if we get indication of an uptrend. But like we know, things can get worse before they get better, and they can easily continue to sell off. So I'm also going to set my alert, understanding that there's two sides to every opportunity. And you guys might be saying, well, Ricky, does every stock sell off when they report earnings? No, not at all. And a very popular one today that didn't sell off did the exact opposite. It closed nearly 17% in the green, and this is Netflix. Now, just like we've talked about it before, when something reports earnings and it either acts as a positive or negative catalyst, it doesn't hold up there or down there for a very long period of time. It might continue to uptrend or it might continue to sell off depending on how relevant that news is. But based off of how overbought or how oversold it is, it's only a matter of time for it to correct itself in some form of way. And if you want to test this out, add these to your watch list and follow up with it from a week or two and see what actually happened to it after the news wasn't as relevant. The second one that I want to talk about is ticker symbol BK. I actually bought a little bit of BK today. I bought 100 shares. This is not something that I would recommend for anyone, and the reason why is this thing can easily continue to sell off before it begins to uptrend. But the reason that I bought 100 shares is that's about $4,000. I can trade with, anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 is when I'm more heavily invested. So this is me just getting my feet wet, my foot in the door, a 10% position size. And if it begins to indicate signs of an uptrend, I can buy more. If it begins to sell off and I want to cut losses, I can easily cut losses because my position size is so small that I can tolerate that risk, right? So it's that having enough money to feel motivated, not so much that I feel distressed. So I'm gonna make sure that I set my alert just in case it breaks below $42, I get alerted. And I'm also gonna set one more alert. As you guys know, I love the SMA line indicator. The length of my SMA line is 180. So just taking that into consideration just in case it begins to drop. So that is ticker symbol BK. The next one is ticker symbol FAST. We've talked about this one before. It just recently made 180-day highs. It pulled on back to the SMA line. Earnings acted as a negative catalyst. As of where it's at right now, based off of previous resistance levels, we can see that it offers a little bit over 7%. Again, a goal is something to work towards, not something that you have to hit every single time. So if you feel like this is a stock or any of these stocks are something that potentially meets your criteria or you want to follow up with it, it doesn't mean that you have to buy it. All it means is you can add it to your watch list, set those alerts, and follow up with it to see if it makes sense to you. And if it doesn't later down the road, then that's the beautiful thing about the stock market is you can just remove them off your watch list and move on from there. So the next one that I want to talk about is ticker symbol AA. So ticker symbol AA pulled back from 180-day highs. And again, this is the thing that I really like about these companies is out of all the stocks that reported earnings, these are the ones, the 5 that I found to be the ones that meet most of my criteria. A lot of stocks reported earnings today, but some were previously bullish already, or some were bullish and still saw an increase in price. I like to focus on ones that were bullish and ones that pulled back so I can get them for a good deal. So this pulled on back to the SMA line. Earnings acted as a negative catalyst. And from where we're at right now to previous resistance levels, that's a little bit over 16%. So again, this one's a little bit of a larger margin. It pulled on back to the SMA line. Does it mean that it has to bounce at these levels? Of course not. That's why confirmation is so important. But this is why we can keep it super simple. Let's set those alerts. And when the direction begins to indicate signs of an uptrend, then we follow up with it. For those that are asking the question, well, Ricky, how do you know when you have confirmation? But like we've talked about before, right here we have the rejection phase. There's the consolidation where it no longer makes lower lows. It begins to flatline. And then once we begin to break above the EMA line like we see here and begin to show higher highs and higher lows, indication of an uptrend, then we have more of a true confirmation of this thing indicating signs of an uptrend. And that's essentially what I'm waiting out for on this one. And then the last one that I want to talk about, the ones that I found today, is ticker symbol UNH. So nice little pullback, testing support level. So this one didn't pull back super aggressive, but it pulled on back. Yeah, the nice previous consistent uptrend pattern. And based off of previous levels from where we're at right now at 350, again, I get it, it's a little bit more expensive to previous resistance levels. It's a little bit over 5%. So again, it meets that criteria of previously being bullish. It's a little bit more on the oversold side, and it's testing for a potential reversal. There are certain stocks that I do have in my watch list that are showing signs of a potential reversal that haven't reported earnings yet, and that is Twitter, right? So Twitter aggressively sold off, and that was when Trump got banned from Twitter. And the other one that I'm keeping a very, very close eye on is Lululemon. Lululemon pulled on back. Again, this one's a little bit more on the consolidation phase, but it recently just had a really great day, and I personally still have an open position, but it's not anything crazy. So again, I'm just trying to stay well balanced with it. So if you guys remember in my previous video today, the one I first uploaded, I was up only $2,000, not only, but I was up $2,000 on the day, closer to market open. I ended the day a little bit over $4,100, nearly $4,200. We are during the aftermarket trading hours right now, so very grateful. Yesterday was a $5,600 day, and today being able to close it a little bit over $4,000 and being able to balance out my position size. I'm so grateful and I'm super excited for what tomorrow has to offer. So again, if you guys would like for me to share the way that I found the stocks that reported earnings today in another video, all I ask you to do is to drop a thumbs up and comment down below if you feel like I missed any stocks that reported earnings that you think is a good deal. Comment them down below, and I'm sure the people watching this video can definitely benefit from you sharing your opinion. I appreciate you guys' time. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. I'll see you for our live trading session tomorrow at market open, and if you want to join us, that's that second link down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.